Magandang buhay! This is Teacher Melody M. Valiente and I welcome you to Q1 Week 3 of Personal Development. Okay, so this module is entitled Developmental Tasks and Challenges of Middle and Late Adolescents. Alright, so ating pinasasalamatan si Ma'am Annaliza Arcison for writing this module. Alright, so hindi naman lingid sa kaalaman ng lahat na ang senior high school students ay nasa adolescence stage, 'di ba? Most of senior high school students. And also this is the most challenging period of growing up, right? It is the confusing stage for children where physical, emotional, and social development happen, right? Okay, so before we further discuss this topic, I would like to give the learning competencies. Okay, so first discuss developmental tasks and challenges being experienced during adolescence and evaluate one's development through the help of significant people around them. Adolescence, as I have said, where together the developments like physical, emotional, and social development happens, right? There are also tasks that are expected. Those complications that individuals normally face at different stages throughout life. Okay, so we will study the human development stages because it is very essential to understand how humans learn, mature, and adapt. Okay? So let's go on to the developmental stages. Alright, so nandito nakikita nyo yung table, no? So from prenatal hanggang old age, nandiyan na yung mga age bracket. Diba? From conception to birth, that is from prenatal, may developmental stages na agad na nangyayari. From infancy to uh, 2 years old, early childhood, late childhood, adolescence, early adulthood, middle age, and old age o yung mga retirement ano na yan, stage na yan. Okay, so that is based on the developmental stage from Robert James Havigirst. Okay, so eto siya. Pakita ko yung picture niya, okay? Credits to the owner of this picture. So, Robert Havigirst elaborated the developmental task theory in the most systematic and extensive manner. His main assertion is that development is continuous throughout the entire lifespan, occurring in stages, like doon sa pinakita kong stages, where an individual moves from one stage to the next by means of successful resolution of problems or performance of developmental tasks. These tasks are those that are typically encountered by most people in the culture where the individual belongs. So this theory presents the individual as an active learner who continually interacts with a similarly active social environment. Okay, so balik natin. Yan. This is the developmental stage table. Okay? So how about we focus on adolescence and early adulthood developmental tasks? Kasi 'di ba, yan nga tulad ng sinabi ko, mag-focus tayo dito sa kung ano na yung mga nararanasan ninyo bilang senior high school students. So, under adolescence from puberty to 18 years old, these are the tasks that are expected, okay, in this group. First, achieving mature relations with both sexes. Achieving a masculine or feminine social role. Accepting one's physique. Achieving emotional independence of adults. Preparing for marriage and family life. Nagpe-prepare pa lang naman. Preparing for an economic career. What else? Acquiring values and an ethical system to guide behavior. And desiring and achieving social responsibility behavior. Okay. So, medyo nakakapag-isip ka na, no? Alin na ba dito yung mga nararanasan ko na, o medyo nakaka-relate na ako. How about in early adulthood? Selecting a mate, starting a family, rearing children, managing a home, starting an occupation, assuming civic responsibility, and learning to live with a partner. Okay. So, we also have some challenges in middle and late adolescence. Yes, adolescence encounters challenges as they grow and make their way into adulthood. Changes in physical appearance, which is called the physical development, is one of the challenges for both girls and boys. As they grow older, most girls have completed the physical changes related to puberty, while boys are still maturing and gaining strength, muscles, height, and are completing the development of sexual traits. The second challenge is on emotional development because they easily get stressed on school matters, seek privacy and time alone, and they start to want both physical and emotional intimacy in relationships. They also complain that parents are too strict and prevent them from doing their things independently. Another challenge is social development. They seek friends that share the same beliefs, values, and interests. And they are more aware of social behaviors of friends, and friends become more important to them. They start to have more intellectual interests, explore romantic and sexual behaviors, and may be influenced by peers to try risky behaviors. Totoo po yan. So, most of all, they shift in relationship with parents from dependency and subordination to one that reflects the adolescent's increasing maturity and responsibilities. Mhm. So, last challenge, mental development. So, adolescence becomes better to set goals and think in terms of the future, right? And has a better understanding of complex problems and issues, and they start to develop moral ideals and to select role models. Okay, so what are the challenges ahead? Well, the critical developmental considerations as adolescents progress through adolescence stage include self-esteem, mood, body image, cognitive development, family relationships, and interaction at school with peers, and sometimes participation in health risk behaviors. Now let's discuss self esteem. So, self esteem, the regards adolescents have for themselves. It is influenced by feelings of accomplishment and competence, their abilities, reaction from peers, and how well they compare to standards they have for themselves. Yes, this is one critical developmental consideration. How about the second one? Mood. Mood is a state of feeling, emotional tone of a state of mind. So, with adolescence comes an accumulative consciousness of the distinctions of one's own moods in addition to those of others. Emotionally healthy adolescents can distinguish many shades in moods. So, depression is a common psychiatric concern among adolescents. Mood connected to depression. Adolescents with mood difficulties and conditions are at higher danger for using substance and drugs. Furthermore, adolescents with mood disorder may be in danger for suicide. Okay, lalo na sa panahon ngayon, marami tayong nababalitaan. Pero Isipin natin, ha? Isipin natin, maraming mas magagandang bagay na gawin kesa magmukmuk, kesa piliin mo yan. Pero syempre, with the help of our family, friends, kakayanin natin yan. Kakayanin mo yan. How about the next consideration? Family, identity, and independence. So, seeking autonomy and independence from parents is a main developmental task of adolescents. As they grow, they want to gain freedom in making decisions for their own life, Hmm. which always cause misunderstanding with the parent and the adolescent. Yes, lahat tayo dumaan dyan. They also confide with the peers rather than their parents or family members dahil takot sila sa disagreement. Yes, we tend to tell our friends, our best friends, barkada daw, barkads, lahat ng mga ano natin, lihim natin, kesa sa ating family members. Okay, next. Next critical developmental consideration is peer relationship. Peer associations are important in adolescent development. They help the adolescent create identity outside the family and provide an opportunity for the adolescent to progress on social skills with a wide range of acquaintances. Yes, lumabas ka naman, makipagkaibigan ka. 'Di ba? Palaguin, pagyamanin, payabungin ang peer relationship. Transition from high school to college or work. 'Di ba? Senior high school na kayo. So, ano ang ine-expect pagkatapos nyo or pag nag-graduate na kayo? Negosyo, kolehiyo, at trabaho. So, transition from high school to college or work can be demanding and challenging for adolescents. As they grow, more expectations from family, friends, and community should be met. The shift from high school to college is considered as a major life transition and has a lot of challenges that an adolescent should undergo. So those are the critical considerations in adolescents. Okay, so let's go on to activities. For activity 1, which is good for 30 minutes, the direction is write the major events and the significant people in your life. And think of a title for your personal timeline. O yan, meron tayong 5 na boxes dyan. Susulatan nyo sa loob ng box ano yung major events at mga mahalagang tao sa buhay mo. Meron ding mga taon mula 2016, ano ba yung major event sa buhay mo noon, 2017 hanggang 2020. Lagyan ng title ang iyong timeline. Okay? The rubric for assessment is provided in your module. Okay, after that, mayroon tayong mga reflection questions. Number 1, why did you choose that title for your timeline? Number 2, who are the most significant people in your life? How did they influence you? And number 3, identify the turning points in your timeline. How would they affect your life or even change its present course? Medyo may pagka-Miss Universe yung mga tanungan pero kayang-kaya nyo yan. Okay. Activity 2. Activity 2 is good for 30 minutes. Based on the developmental task summary table, assess your level of development as a grade 11 student. Okay. So, etong box na to, nasa module nyo din yan, sagutan nyo lang, what are the expected tasks you have successfully accomplished? Ano na yung mga na-accomplish mo na dun sa expected tasks under adolescence or sa stage mo? Next, what are the expected tasks you have partially accomplished? Yung nagawa mo lang pero hindi pa successfully or fully accomplished. And what are the expected tasks you have not accomplished? Okay, so I'll show you the table again. Dito kayo magbe-base kung ano yung mga expected tasks sa activity 2. And then, meron din tayong guide questions for that. Guide question number 1. As you are in grade 11, you are in the transition from high school to college, from being an adolescent to young adult. How do you feel about the transition? Number 2, do you think you are ready for this transition, which may mean more responsibilities and greater accountability? Why? Wow, parang Spider-Man lang, no? With great power comes with great responsibility. Okay. Number 3, activity 3. This is good for 30 minutes. Okay, based on the developmental task of the adolescents, list some ways on how you can overcome the challenges associated with them. And then discuss your choices. Yan, dito sa ating scroll. Activity 4. This is a mind map diagram. So, try to elaborate your understanding on the challenges, okay, of middle and late adolescents. Alright. So, pwedeng ganito na ang gawin ninyong eksena, pero pwedeng lagyan nyo pa ng sangay-sangay. Okay? Mga sanga. Yan. Kung ano yung maisip nyo, masagi sa isip nyo na challenge sa middle and late adolescence. Sige, sulat mo lahat ng related dyan. Okay? And, guide question. As an adolescent, express your feelings on the expectations of the significant people around you, such as parents, siblings, friends, and teachers. Okay, so that's it. For reflection na tayo. Reflection sa kabuuan ng lesson o module na to, okay? So, ilalagay nyo dyan what I've learned, what I've enjoyed, and what I'm still confused in this module or in this lesson. Alright, so if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask in our Google Classroom or chat me in Messenger. Okay? Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I hope you enjoyed our session for week 3, quarter 1. Thank you, and see you again next time. Bye!